Hey there guys, what's up? It's All About Mike 18 here with another one of my old movie reviews. That's right guys, I think it's my fourth old movie review of the summer. I'm trying to just pump them out and just give as many as I can to you guys because I love doing these. And I have picked what everybody will look at as an all-time classic. This film will forever go down in history as one of the greatest films probably of all time. Of course, guys, the movie I'm going to be reviewing in this video today is... Oh, wait, hold on. I shouldn't have showed it already. Dunna. 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 Dun 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 dun. I'm not John Williams, guys. What do you want from me? Anyway, guys, yes, the movie I'm going to be reviewing today in this video is Jaws. And thank goodness I'm a film reviewer slash filmmaker and not a film composer because that was weak. Anyway, guys, Jaws. What can I say? I know it's sad that I have not seen this film in its entirety. As you guys know, the movies I do for my old movie reviews are movies I haven't seen before. That's, you know, I try to do movies I've never seen before. And I know it's a sad thing. It is 2015. 1975, Jaws was released from one of my all-time favorite directors, Steven Spielberg, and I know it's sad. I haven't seen this film in its entirety until now. I do remember faintly watching this movie as a kid. Seriously, I do. I don't remember when, and I just remember a few certain shots. That's why as I watched this movie, I said, "Oh, I remember that from somewhere," but that's it. So I must have watched this when I was really, really young, probably like 9, 8 years old. I don't know, maybe I found it on TV or something. I don't know. And that's how I, you know, haven't watched Jaws. And now I'm much older, so I had to watch Jaws. I had to. It's regarded as a classic. This is a good movie, as what many people say. And one reason why I decided to review Jaws this week is because Jurassic World, the fourth Jurassic Park movie in that series, that franchise, comes out this coming Friday. It is now Thursday that I'm filming this video, so technically the movie comes out tomorrow. And as we all know, that is the fourth sequel in the Jurassic Park series. And Jurassic Park was the first film that's the first of that series, and Steven Spielberg directed that. So I decided to appropriately review Jaws, which is another summer blockbuster. Jurassic Park was a summer blockbuster from Spielberg. This is another one of his blockbusters. I would have done a review for Jurassic Park in order to get ready for Jurassic World, but I've already seen that movie, and I haven't seen Jaws. That's why I picked Jaws. So guys, yes, Jaws was released in the summer of 1975, and it was hailed as one of the first summer blockbusters. And what I mean by that is, this was basically the movie. This is why we have summer blockbusters nowadays, like Avengers Age of Ultron, Mad Max Fury Road, the upcoming Jurassic World, even, just to point out examples, Terminator Genesis upcoming, you know, all these upcoming films that are coming out this summer, they're summer blockbusters because they are advertised heavily, you know, for the summer movie season, and they get all the people who are on vacation to get into the theater and go see the movie and have a fun time in the summer. And that, you know, movies are big in the summer. So when Jaws was released, and the fact that they heavily marketed this film to get people in to go see it, not only it also helped very much that this film is set during the summer, you know, and it's about a shark, you know, hunting a great shark, a great white shark. You know, that was obviously another factor that helped get people into the movie. And this was one of Steven Spielberg's first films that he directed. I think, if I am not mistaken, I believe it was his third film, I think. And this was the film that really was either going to, you know, be his make or break film, you know. He wanted to get recognition from this film, basically. So, guys, that is Jaws, essentially, just summing up the history behind this movie. Now, to sum up the plot behind the film, you guys all know what Jaws is about, but in case there's anyone out there who, like myself, hasn't watched the film yet, even though I just watched it, you know, or maybe you haven't heard, there's a whole young generation out there who obviously hasn't seen Jaws, or probably heard of Jaws for that matter. This is for you guys. Brief plot synopsis. It's summertime. It's July. The film is set in the fictional town of Amity, and a great white shark attacks two people. There are two victims in the course of less than a week. And this causes the chief of police to start getting a little uneasy. And, you know, he wants to obviously get to the bottom of this and stop this shark. And the chief of police in this movie, his name is Brody, and he in the film is played by Roy Scheider. And he teams up with a biologist played by Richard Dreyfuss. His name is Hopper in the film. And they also team up with a very, not renowned shark hunter, but a shark hunter who is very experienced, named Quint in the film, played by Robert Shaw. The three of them want to hunt down this shark and kill it and stop it from killing people of the town of Amity. That, my friends, is the plot synopsis behind Jaws. Okay, that's as simple of a plot synopsis you're going to get. Honestly, I could have summed it up in even less words. I could have basically said this. Shark attack. 3 guys in a boat that want to hunt the shark and kill it. There's your movie. That's Jaws, essentially. And although they do not give a name for the shark in the film, the name of the film is Jaws. So, it's Jaws. And he's huge. He's so big. So guys, that, my friends, is the plot synopsis of Jaws. And I know you've all seen it. I'm not going to do spoilers because I know some people still haven't seen the movie either. I know I'm not the only one out there who hasn't seen Jaws until today. So I'm going to, not do any spoilers or anything like that, like I do with all my old movie reviews. But as I said, with the release of Jaws in 1975, 1970s, by the way, a golden age of cinema, basically, especially for the Hollywood period. I mean, we had so many prevalent directors emerge during that year. We had the arrival of Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese. We had George Lucas with the first Star Wars. We had William Friedkin with The French Connection and The Exorcist. We had a lot of hits that came out in the 70s. John Carpenter with Halloween. I mean, so many revolutionary films that were released in the 1970s. Unbelievable. Francis Ford Coppola, The Godfather. And Jaws is highly regarded as one of the greats of the 70s. Not only one of the greats of all time, but one of the greats of the 70s. So guys, what do you think I thought of this movie? I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It sucked. I hated this movie. I hated everything about it. I'm lying, of course. Did any of you fall for that? I hope not. Anyway, guys, yes, as everyone, I'm sure, feels the same way about the movie, I love Jaws, okay? I gotta be completely honest with you. This is one of those movies, I kid you not, I really wish I was there opening day of the release of this film. I mean, that's how great this movie was, guys. I loved this is just, it's perfect Spielberg. It's a perfect thriller. It's a perfect shark hunting film. Please don't watch Sharknado this summer. Please don't. Watch Jaws. Just watch Jaws, okay? The animatronic shark that they use in this movie is freaking better than the CGI they use in Sharknado, okay? Watch Jaws. You'll feel better about yourself. I mean, what's not to love about this movie? I loved everything about this movie. From the performances, to the score, to the... It's a classic, guys. It is. It is the epitome of Steven Spielberg's career. This is the height of this man's career. My favorite director, my favorite film from him is sitting right above my head. It's Saving Private Ryan. Okay? I love the... Look, obviously, as you can tell, I'm a Spielberg fanboy. I love the man. I have nothing but utmost respect for him and the movies he makes. I don't think there's one film that I've seen from him. There's several of his films I haven't watched, but I don't think there's one film I've seen from him that I didn't like. And this is just literally the perfect film to make to really capitalize on your career and show people, listen, here, I'm a serious director. I know what I'm doing behind the camera. I am here to stay, and I am here to make 3 decades worth of good movies. Now going into 4 decades. Wait, 1970s? He did 80s. He made films in the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s. Now he's doing 2010s, okay? He's going into, his 5th decade of making movies. I have so much respect for this guy. I mean, I watched a little bit, like I skimmed through the documentary on the Blu-ray, and Spielberg had just worked on a film that got well received at the Cannes Film Festival, and he shot Jaws when he was in his 20s. When he was in his 20s, he directed this big budget blockbuster summer film. And fun fact, I heard the filmmakers even started to run low on their budget. Okay? Their animatronic shark kept breaking down and, malfunctioning and everything. So it is so amazing. I wish I was just at the theater the day this movie opened, and I think it would have scared the living crap out of me like I know it did to audiences. I talked to both of my parents. My mom couldn't sleep for days after she saw this movie, and she was very young at the time. I mean, this movie impacted a generation of people. And I think it's still culturally relevant today, and that is what I love. It is literally a perfect thriller, guys. A shark is hunting people, and it's hunting people. Okay? That can be... They could have easily bombed with this movie, okay? They could have used... If this film came out in the 90s or the early 2000s, they could have used shit CGI and made the shark look terrible, okay? And this movie could have easily bombed. But they used practical effects. They use an effective score, which is has one of the most memorable tracks in probably all of movie history. And Spielberg, with his use of long takes and in some moments, and the editing techniques that they used in the film, all of that mixed into one just makes for perfect entertainment. That is the essence of Jaws. Jaws is literally perfect entertainment for everyone. That's Jaws, guys. It's thrilling. It's suspenseful. It is so damn engaging. I swear to you, I'm watching this film. I jumped 2 times in this movie. I jumped. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a second. Pause. I gotta rewind that. What the hell just happened? Did I literally expect to jump in a 1975 thriller film from Spielberg? No, I did not. All right, I thought, oh, the scares in the movie's gonna be outdated. You know, nothing's gonna creep me out. I jumped twice in this movie. I'm like, Spielberg effectively used suspense and he utilized it well. And I think many people were like, this is our new Hitchcock at the time Jaws was released. One of the best things Spielberg and the filmmakers did for this film upon its release, or within the film, I should say, was the use of the underwater POV shots of the shark. That combined with John Williams' music, that is how you successfully generate terror. You put us in through the eyes of the main antagonist in the film, the great white shark, and you have shots of seeing people's legs kicking underwater, people frolicking in the beach and the ocean. And they have no idea what's underneath them. And to just have the next shot cut to them, sitting, in the water, and then just them, being eaten alive is just pure movie-making suspense at its absolute finest. I love how they did that. And I heard that they resorted to using those shots in the film, mixed with Williams' score, not only partly because their animatronic shark kept, goofing out on them and they didn't have shots of it, I'd rather see a POV of the shark than see the shark itself. I think that much more generates terror, in my opinion. And that is what they successfully did with this movie. And Spielberg realized that, and he's like, that's what we need in this movie. And then mixed with John Williams' score. By the way, John Williams and Steven Spielberg, quite possibly one of the best collaborations you could ever have in the history of cinema. That's it. That, my friends, is a collaboration right there. Years and years and years, these two men have been collaborating on films together. It is absolutely mind-blowing at how good they work together. And matter of fact, Spielberg's next upcoming film, Thomas Newman is scoring it. One of my favorite composers. It is going to be so weird to have the two of them not working together on that film, even though I love Thomas Newman to death. But I love the damn score in this movie so much. The editing, too, is... oh my god, it's so good. One of the best scenes of this movie, it might be one of my favorite scenes in a Spielberg film, to be completely honest, is the first attack scene in broad daylight when they're all on the beach and Chief Brody is like very, very hesitantly, or he's very nervous and very uptight, and he's like, I gotta keep my eyes open all times. There's sharks supposedly in the water. I gotta watch all these people. That scene is so well cut together. It blows my mind to this day. All of the cuts that were, and how people would watch a scene like this from this movie in 1975, and to inspire them to do other works. It makes Jaws just an absolute classic film to watch, quite frankly. I love that scene so much. The push out, zoom in shot that Hitchcock mastered, Spielberg mastered in that shot on Roy Scheider's character. Holy crap, I love that shot so much. Oh my god. It's so good. Okay, I can praise everything about this movie. The performances in this movie are absolutely incredible. Not only were our three leading actors really good in the movie, I can't wait to talk about Robert Shaw as Quint. But Roy Scheider was incredible. Richard Dreyfuss was really good, and Robert Shaw. But the extras and the supporting actors were also very good. I generally felt that they were terrified in this movie. They didn't feel like actors getting, a minimal paycheck for, standing into, acting as stand-ins or, just actors you need in the background or something. They legitimately felt terrorized in several scenes where Jaws is attacking or something like that. I mean, I bought it. I bought it so well, and the performances were all golden in this movie. You just see the fear on all of their faces in these pivotal scenes, and it worked beautifully. One of the most memorable characters of this movie is the character of Quint. I love this guy, okay? I love his accent, I love his history, I love the experience that he has, and his final scene in the movie, although I'm not going to say anything about it. He's just such a memorable character, delivers unbelievably memorable lines, and of course the most memorable line of all that's delivered by Roy Scheider's character, we're gonna need a bigger boat, it's just so classic, okay? It really is. I love that shot where he's throwing the chum in the water, and I talk about specific shots in this movie. I mean, just the long takes that Spielberg uses, one of the most memorable ones comes to mind. That shot on that, dock that Roy Scheider's character gets on, and then the mayor gets on, the heads of the town. They're, standing on the dock, and they're, floating over to another dock, and the car's on it, the moving dock, I love that shot so much. There are so many great long takes like that in this film. And I just love how how Spielberg, goes for those long takes, and then when he goes for cuts, his cuts build suspense so incredibly well, and that's what I love about this film. I also although the character of the mayor is a character we've seen before in 100 films, this is where we first see him because this film came out in 1975. I like that addition. He also worked as a very interesting antagonist for Roy Scheider's character because he's like, oh, we can let the people swim. It's 4th of July, come on. And Roy Scheider's like, no, we got a shark in the water. I don't think we should. And he's like, I want money. That's basically what he said in the film. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But guys, I really can't find a flaw with this film. I jumped nearly 2 times in a thriller from 1975. I haven't done that in a thriller from this year, and I don't think I did that from a thriller from last year either. That's saying something. Also, the use of practical effects. I don't care what anyone says. I've read comments, people saying, oh, the shark looks fake. The shark does not look fake in this movie. I will tell you that much. There is one shot in Jurassic Park where one of the dinosaurs doesn't look that great in terms of, and they use CGI for that. Just quick comparison. The shark in this movie looks 100% real. Not one point did I say that's fake. I knew they were using an animatronic shark. It did not feel fake to me at all. At all. At all. I completely bought into it 100%. I loved this movie, guys. What can I say? It is a thriller that correctly builds suspense throughout the performances of our actors, the use of editing, Spielberg's shots, the music from John Williams' score, all of that mixed in one gives us a near perfect film, a perfect film. I can't find a flaw with this movie, guys. I loved everything about it. The finale is one of the most riveting, compelling finales in ever. I don't know. I just had so much fun with this movie. It just made me say, this is why I love. And as soon as I finished watching this movie, I wanted to watch behind the scenes features. How they get that shot? How they get this shot? It's just one of those movies. It also is a perfect film to watch in the summer. It not only perfectly captured the essence of fishing and shark hunting. You know, if you're into that stuff, I love fishing. So I love being on a boat. And to see these characters on the boat and on this adventure of their life fighting this great white shark is pretty damn amazing. But the film also perfectly captured the essence of summer. People frolicking in the beach, having fun, playing in the sand. It's the perfect film to watch in the summer. It's one of Spielberg's best movies. I love this movie. 10 out of 10, A+. A+, guys. It's great. It is a classic. I highly recommend you guys all watch Jaws. It is so damn good. I can't stop thinking about it since I've watched it. It's so amazing. It's got great memorable lines in it. Amazing, really suspenseful, riveting moments. And it just blew me away. For someone seeing this movie for the first time in its full run in 2015, I love this movie. Highly recommend. Guys, please check it out. So guys, obviously I know most of you have seen Jaws. What did you guys think about it if you've seen it? I know most of you have seen this movie when it came out in 1975. So what did you guys think of it? Does it still hold up? I love it. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.